Oh, look at that. What do we have here? We got a shallow spool model? What? Check this baddie out. That's right. I got the new Alpha's SVTW 800. S stands for shallow. And I got the XHL, L for left handle, and the XH means it's the fastest model, which we'll talk a little bit about later when we look at the specs. But yeah, let Jimbo give you guys a quick backstory. As you guys know, I've been on the Finesse Baitcasting reel craze, and yeah, I just love throwing finesse size baitcasting reel. And I was looking in the US market. Unfortunately, there's not many out there, and the one that I was looking at was the Aldebaran MGL 50. And yeah, that's pretty deep still, not BFS level, but I want to increase the amount of finesse baitcasting reels I have in my arsenal. So given that the value of yen is down, I looked at Digitaka and I saw, hey, the JDM side do have the Aldebaran MGL 30. I was like, I gotta get that. Unfortunately, I've been waiting, and yeah, they still don't have it in stock. And one time they had it, and they had it on the right-hand model, which I don't want. So, yep, it's still sold out, but all of a sudden, this guy popped out. And I looked at the spool capacity, and it's very similar. So I was like, yo, this guy here is new, and it's cheaper than the MGL 30. So why not give it a shot? So let's go. Anyway, let's take a look at the specs, shall we? Take a look at that. Now, I'm not gonna go through every single thing. You guys can hit the pause button, or you guys can look this model up right on the Japanese website using Google Chrome, and you guys can see everything there. Google Chrome have, you know, the translate, so you can read up a little bit about it. But I want to point out that I got the fastest version, the 8.5 to 1 gear ratio. This thing is super light, 175 grams and 4.5 kg, so it's about 10 pounds of drag, which is great for, you know, finesse. Let's look at the line capacity for 1 second. You can see that whenever they say any sort of line capacity, there's two numbers. I'm not quite sure what it means, but well, I have the reel right here. Okay, so why don't we look at it? Now, my guess, and if I'm wrong, and if you guys know what that actually means, feel free to let me know. Okay, so if you guys look at the reel, you can see some lines at the spool. And a lot of the Japanese reels, they do have those lines. Typically, like some of my other reels, there's a line and it tells you exactly what's the half capacity. But if you look closer to this guy here, there's two lines, and neither of them are at the, you know, close to the max capacity. So my assumption is that that range right there indicates exactly, you know, from the lowest one, 40, and then to the max, 80 for, you know, that one right there. So yeah, let me know if I'm wrong. If you guys know exactly what it is, please leave me a comment below so that, you know, you guys share knowledge to Jimbo, and Jimbo could in return share knowledge back to the fishing community. Anyway, check this baddie out. It looked just like the Alpha's Air. In fact, I had the bad boy right here. Look at that. Boom, boom. Pretty much identical for those who have not seen this before, but is this guy lighter and smaller? Hold up, let's take a look at it. I think it might be the same size. Maybe, yeah, the chassis, well, I don't know, maybe because the color is a little different. I think this might be a little smaller. But I know the spool size are different. This guy is actually smaller. Okay, I looked up the diameter and the width and everything like that. Yeah, this guy is smaller. So, and if you guys don't believe me, I do have this stock, because that one's the aftermarket. That's a Chameleon DIY. Okay, so before we jump into, you know, all the spool stuff, I want to knock this one out first, very quick, right? And then we'll assess the entire reel. Was that right? Nope. Oh, it's left out. Okay, cool. All right. Let's take these two together and boom, look at that. Circumference-wise, diameter-wise, you know, you can see that the new 800, the spool is definitely bigger. So it's not like super ultra finesse like the Alpha's Air TW, but that's fine because, you know, I'm expanding my finesse game. I don't have to throw the super lightest stuff. You know, I'm going for the medium stuff, you know? Anyway, let's put this back together and let's continue assessing the reel, because I know not everyone watch all my videos, and not everyone owns an Alpha's Air TW. So let's take a closer look at this baddie. So here we are. Let's take a look. Let's first inspect some of the tolerance. You know, we're real, right? and you know, press the thumb bar. So let's take a look. T-wing system, okay. I think I just hit the clicker, the drag star. Yep, has a clicker on that. But yeah, everything is as expected for a Japanese reel. Instant anti-reverse, okay, good. But yeah, that's the T-wing system, which is great for finesse because when you hit the button, this thing comes out down that way, which opens up the whole front part, the line guide, and it reduces friction, especially when, let's say, your guide is on the left side, and you know when it goes, the line goes left and right. It's not going to create a hard angle, especially when the line's all to the right side. And you know, some cheap reels have the, you know, small little circle guides. It's going to rub onto it, and it's going to create some friction and reduce your casting distances. So I love this. I really like the T-wing system. Anyway, is there a drag clicker? Nope. Silent as cake. Now, I wonder, and I'm going to message my friend, Ryan Sagisi. I have his card right here if you guys are interested, right? He made the drag clicker for the Alpha's Air TW. Oh. Hear that? It's very subtle, but it's pretty cool. So if you guys need a drag clicker, right? You don't want the silence, maybe this guy will be the guy to reach out. So yeah, message him. So if you look at the side, that's your brake system. Goes from 0 to 20. And of course, this is the mag force braking system, and it's the SV style. So, you know, we have a light spool, and this is a dynamic braking where it shoots out and also rotates, which I'll show you guys in a bit. Zero adjuster. Okay, so you don't turn this. It's already pre-tuned. And let me just see if there's any sort of side-to-side play. And actually, no, there's no side-to-side play. And let's see the free spool. Where am I at? 0. Oh, wow. Look at that. Pretty darn good. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Not too bad. Okay. And then this is like their Zion, okay, which is like some sort of their graphite composite type thing, but kind of higher end, and it looks sparkly and super duper light and durable. Anyway, I guess that's all you guys need to see on this reel, and it's made in Thailand for those who actually care. All right. Anyway, this thing right here, a little concerning because, well, it's actually pretty high. I noticed some of the other reels, right? They have their little button pretty much at the bottom, like the 13 fishing reels. And gosh, I don't know how many times I put my rod and reel into my rod holder and the side plate came off. That's a nightmare. Anyways, here you guys go. See, the braking system is a cup, inductor cup. It will shoot out, get into side here where the magnets are at. Okay. And as I mentioned earlier, it will shoot out, but it actually rotates. See that? It rotates a little bit. When you rotate, it shoots out, right? So what happened is you cast out there, and as it slows down, it slowly retracts. The first generation inductor cups, it just in and out, right? This one actually slowly go back down. So it utilizes the brakes a lot more. So yeah, pretty neat stuff. Super light. And let's weigh it. I'm gonna remove the bearing in a second, but first let's weigh it with the bearing on there. Okay, and 0 gram. Total of 12.8. So I'll say the bearing might be like 1.1. So yeah, let's remove this guy and see how much it weighs. All right, folks. I typically use this bulk bearing pliers to remove the pins, but it just didn't work on this new spool here. So I end up using the raWr TX6. So basically, what I did was I put this in there, right? I used this side right here, forced it to the end, then you take this little pin, you put it in the side right here, and then you push the rest out, and presto, boom, here we are. And we're gonna weigh this spool. I guess I could just weigh it with the pin too, without the bearing, and we'll see how heavy this thing weighs. Look at that, 11.7. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Well, guys, that is it for my unboxing portion of this reel here. And I got it from Digitaka. You guys could check this reel out at the store. I left a link in the description below. No affiliations. But let's wrap up this video by talking about a few things before I let you guys go. All right. And the main thing I want to talk about this reel is how I intend to use it. Now, having a spool at this size, I think this is the second one. I had the Sonoya XF50 a long time ago, and I think it might have been just a tad bit deeper than this. But I think I'll be using it a very similar way. I'm gonna spool up a little bit thicker line than BFS, right? Like I have BFS reels, a ton of them, right? And if I were to max this thing out with, let's say 1 goal, okay, that's approximately, I think around 20 pounds Varivis line, right? Like maybe a Varivis 8. I may not have the distance to cast some of my heavier lures. And if I do cast them and not spool myself, what if a big fish bite on and it pulls drag? Eventually, I will get spooled, right? So I want to keep my BFS reels focused on the light stuff, and instead of using BFS for power BFS, because power BFS, it's great for short distances, right? And if I throw heavier lures, yeah, you run out of line, you're low on line, not so great. So yeah, I keep this guy and other BFS reels for those light stuff, ultralight and light. And I'll put this reel on, say, a medium light and perhaps even a medium, but likely a medium light. And yeah, I'll be throwing lures like these, and I'll show you guys right away. Okay, so I have these small swim baits, 2.5 inch to, actually, do I have the other one? The other one here is probably the biggest one I'll throw, okay, 4 inches. But, oh, I have it on my bait binder. Here we go. I got the minnows, okay, and I guess it'll be upside down because I don't want to turn this around. But yeah, 3 inches, and this is a great finesse bait. And when I say finesse fishing, right, fall is all about matching the hatch. So I like to throw some sort of a swimming bait to imitate bait fish. And when I throw these guys without any sort of skirts, like plain jig heads like these right here, finesse eyes. And they do have them at 3/02, and the 3/0 they do have thin wire just like these, just bigger. I feel like these are great. Now, let me show you guys another swim bait I'll be throwing, and I won't be throwing this on, of course, this setup here. Look at this guy, the Hercules swim bait. Okay, it's a 5/0 hook, 4 inches, 3/8 ounce. Sure, it's light, but with the thick hook right there, I'm definitely gonna be using a heavier rod, like a medium heavy, and some thicker line. So obviously I won't be using finesse, right? For these, you gotta have that heavier rod in order to set the hook. But I am finesse fishing with smaller swim bait, smaller profile, and smaller hooks. So with a medium light, all I have to do is lean back a little bit, swing the hook, boom, and that's it. There you go. Super duper fun, right? So yeah, I think the biggest I'll throw at the moment is this. This is new to me. I don't really know what's the upper range that I want to throw, but yeah, it's gonna be super duper fun for the fall. So if you guys are interested, make sure you guys follow, turn on the bell notifications, and if you guys are new to my channel, make sure you guys subscribe because the fall bite is gonna be hot, man, and the fish don't wait, like I always say. And if you guys want to see what Jimbo used to catch all his freaking fish, you gotta watch what I release on the channel. Anyway, guys, I thank you guys for watching. The fish don't wait. Get out there and go fishing.